Okay, so I got a great quote for you guys for Sunday morning. It's from a 1700s Puritan named John Owen. The humble walk of believers is the great delight of God's soul, the one thing he has in this world to delight him. Now, there's a very powerful word in that quote, humble. And I also think it's one of the most dangerous and misconstrued words in the English language, especially right now. Because what comes to mind when you think of humble? You know, a lot of people, especially on the left, want the humble man, the humble Christian, to be the Pope Leo, the Pope Francis, or even act like the Dalai Lama, even though he's a Buddhist, not a Christian. The overly gracious, meek guy who's always bowing to everybody and being overly thankful, and just a doormat, this act they put on like a doormat of a human being. You know who loves that guy? The imam in a mosque somewhere who hates Western society, hates America, hates Christianity. He loves that guy. The guy in a blue state who's still on the loose, even though he has 10 felonies, that just sold a dose of fentanyl to a high school kid. He loves that guy. The drag queen that's secretly a sex offender that wants to read books to little kids at schools. He loves that guy. Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Anderson Cooper, they all love that guy. Pretty much that guy is the guy you wake up to one morning and you can't believe society has gone to hell. But wait a second, it should be going to heaven. Shouldn't society be going to heaven if everybody's acting humble and God loves humbleness? How did we get this so backwards? You're talking about a weak little fool putting an act on like he's a great guy, and then useful idiots on the left eating that act up? That doesn't lead to heaven on earth? Isn't it great somebody's finally talking about this? What a freaking joke the entire thing really is. What I think John Owen meant was a totally different type of humbleness. Humbleness in two ways. One, our position in front of God is we are creatures created by a creator. Our beautiful brain that like atheists like Sam Harris and other people are so proud of was created by a higher power. That alone is so repulsive to the human ego and human pride. You immediately irritate so many of the people, especially on the left, but even on the right, who love the little meek Pope Leo guy. So what does that tell you as far as light versus darkness? And that's the other part. The other part of humbleness is that we are darkness. No matter how many PhDs we get, no matter how much we love the poor, we are darkness and we need light. Those are the two terms of humbleness. The Puritans, who frankly this entire culture, especially the productive parts of our culture, the parts of our culture where people actually had healthy marriages and families and kids, and there was more love and less addiction and less debt, that part of our culture was built upon. So just some food for thought for Sunday morning, nothing to take for granted. But again, the road to hell, not heaven, on earth, is paved with the goofy little fake humble guy, who, by the way, might be going to hell himself because God doesn't put up with that phony little act. Have a great one.